So I just came on here and it's come to my attention. There's some not so great news with the election if you are a Kamala Harris supporter. So a little bit of bad news and then I'll give you my positive spin on it. Basically, Trump is now taking a pretty significant lead. A lot of this has to do with this slew of Quinnipiac polls that just came out, which, if I'm going to be honest with you, I think they are pretty well off. It was Quinnipiac and then another series of polls, but they've been a little bit off in terms of where the averages are. Like if they have it at +5 Trump, I think that's a little bit crazy. Needless to that, just to say, the update here is basically that Kamala Harris is losing ground. Trump is surging, Kamala Harris is floundering just a bit. And a number of reasons you could point to, her just her magic, her vibes campaign sort of running out of steam. Trump did this rally in Pennsylvania that had like 100,000 people show up. That it got people pretty excited. As we just sort of scroll through the polls here, there was a point in time where Kamala really surged past Trump. Those days are seemingly over temporarily, and Trump taking the advantage here in Pennsylvania on the Real Clear Out politics. Here's the big one, guys. Again, this is the Quinnipiac poll. Take it with a grain of salt. They're a little bit off on the averages, but still to get a result like this. Um, on the average, Trump now leading in Michigan. That is very startling. Wisconsin becoming closer as well, down to 0.5. Nevada still hanging relatively strong there. And Arizona, Harris has been down in for a while. A lot of red on that map. Again, Arizona is one of those states that I think I'm pretty confident Trump's going to win. Um, really, guy, it's tough when she's starting to lose Michigan. Like if she loses Michigan, this race is not going to be close. You're looking at landslide territory for Trump. And Pennsylvania is pretty much the ball game. And now you have Trump doing this massive rally in Pennsylvania. You have Elon Musk doing his vote buying scheme in Pennsylvania, and Antonio Brown is getting involved. And they're really, they probably have an analysis, and we've known about this for a while. But whoever wins Pennsylvania, 99% chance is going to win the election just because of the effect it will have sort of regionally, or what it'll say about the voting populace. So really. Not good news if you're looking at the data. Here's the positive spin I'm going to put on this. All right. So this is the way I see it. In 2016, 2016, Hillary Clinton was winning in all the polls. It was like 95% that she was going to win. She was up everywhere, and people thought it wasn't even going to be close. Trump didn't have a chance. What happened was on election day, there was a secret Trump vote, and there was a surge, and he ended up taking over and winning. Same thing in 2020. Biden was winning by like 9 or 10 points nationally across all the swing states. And somehow again, Trump surged and, clipped off the lead in half and almost came back to win that election. Like, let's be honest. By like 40,000 votes, he lost in three swing states. Since then, the pollsters, I think, have really cranked it up and trying to adjust for for them being wrong because their whole business is to be correct, right? What good are you if you're just going to be wrong all the time? So they have a financial incentive to be right. So they're trying to now, I think, overcompensate and figure it out. And that might be part of the reason why in 2022 the result was the exact opposite. There was a secret Democrat vote, and they actually did a lot better in 2022 than was expected. Um, so the final point here is I I understand she's losing, and you want to be winning, right? You don't want to be losing on the projections, but with probably a secret Trump vote skewed in, I'm assuming they're doing a little bit more of that in the polling. I know they're doing more of that in the polling. And not only that, but with the political landscape shaping in an environment where we've seen secret left-wing votes coming out in recent election cycles, especially like if you look at the UK. And I think there was something in Italy that the same thing happened, where the far right wing leader got ousted, or there was a surge in the left wing party. Either way, my prediction is that we're going to still have a blue surge on election day, a secret Kamala vote, and it's going to be the massive wave of women that are going to come out in supporting Kamala Harris, even though she's not going to be doing as strongly with maybe Hispanics, maybe not as strongly with, maybe the suburban vote, or who knows. Well, she's still going to do absolutely, devastating with the suburban vote, considering Trump is absolutely alienating those people. But the main reason is going to be this Roe versus Wade rejection, overturning rejection, and the understanding that you get more of that, you get more right-wing justices, you get more entrenched into this far right-wing ideology that the American people don't want. So if the American people, I guess as Joe Biden says, the soul of America stands up and really fights for it, it really comes out. The result of this election should be clear, it should be devastating, and it should be a win for Kamala Harris. There's the economic situation and border that could be, sticking a dagger in her campaign, but will that be enough? I don't think it is. It's like economic downturns come and they go, right? They wax and they wane. Kamala Harris has an economic plan as well, and she's polling almost even. Trump does a little bit better on average on economics. Um, but the reality is she has, in my opinion, and not just my opinion, but in economists' opinions, a better economic plan. Joe Biden has stewarded his this economy through disaster, along with the Fed and Jerome Powell and all that they've done. Corporate profits are at all-time highs. Um, the middle class is still getting hollowed out, but Kamala Harris has more of a plan for that than Trump does, right? His plan is more tax cuts for the rich and more of the same, causing more of the same problems that unfortunately his followers are too ignorant to understand or be able to reject. So I understand the economic argument. I understand the fake argument. Oh, we were so much better 4 years ago. But yeah, no, we weren't. Right? We were in the middle of a pandemic that he was bungling, and the economy was exploding, and people were dying everywhere. Oh, he didn't get us into any wars. Well, there were wars happening, and he never got us out of Afghanistan. There were wars in Syria and Yemen and things like that. So all the nonsense about Trump is just what it is. It's nonsense, and he's a pathological fiend and a liar. So anyway, getting off on a tangent there. My prediction still holds. It's not good that she's giving up ground, and she needs to come out and be more strongly populist, and she needs to figure this thing out, because you don't want to leave it. You don't want to leave it close, because this guy is going to do everything in his power to overturn or steal or you know steal this election. So don't let it be close. It sucks that she's allowed it to be this close. Um, but at the end of the day, the secret vote, even though Trump still might get his on election day, will be more so for the Democrats, and Kamala Harris will be able to overcome this and should be able to win. So a little bit of bad news, a little bit of positive spin. Do with it what you will. Let me know what you guys think.